Hello friends, welcome back to the channel. I'm Old Man Aben, and the purpose of my channel is to help young adults navigate their complicated world by giving them a different perspective to consider. The perspective that comes from looking back at the same choices that I made when I was your age, and what I learned in the process of my successes and my failures. Today I want to talk to you about Old Man Aben life rule number 2, which is, it's never too late to do the right thing. It's never too late to do the right thing. This is a life principle that once you know and understand will help you become truly successful. And by truly successful, I don't mean that you're rich and famous. I mean that you're a good human, that you're a good person, that you're a good friend, that you're a good husband, a good wife. Let me start by saying this. Failure is universal. Everyone fails. Everyone falls short. It's not if you're going to fail, it's when you're going to fail. Failure does not make you bad. It makes you normal. It's normal to try your best and still fail. But one of my pet peeves is when someone uses the fact that it's normal to fail to justify their bad actions. Because even though failure is normal and to be expected, it does not give you a free pass to behave badly. I hate it when I hear people say, well, I'm not perfect. Being perfect has nothing to do with you making a bad decision. There's a difference between failing at something and purposely choosing to do a bad thing. Failure is normal, but intentionally doing something wrong is not. Now, this pertains to Old Man Aben life rule number 6, which is the hardest thing in life is being honest with yourself. If you fail, you should not be ashamed of your effort. As Alfred Lloyd Tennyson said, it's better to have loved and lost than never to have loved at all. But I need to clarify here that if you planned out what happened and it didn't happen accidentally, then it wasn't a failure at all. It was a bad choice. If you hurt someone accidentally because of something that you didn't know, that's completely different than using something that you know about a person to hurt them. By making a mean choice and trying to normalize it, it's a different video, and we're going to talk about that on a different video. But today, we're talking about doing the right thing. So I'm going to coin a phrase right here. It's called honest failure. Honest failure is when you fail, but you intended to be successful when you attempted it. Honest failure is common, and it doesn't have to destroy your life unless you give it the power to do so. I'm now giving you permission to stop beating yourself up for the honest failures in your life. Times when you fell short of perfection and you crashed and burned. Now, there are some things in your life that maybe you do need to feel guilty about, things that you chose, and now you have to pay the price. But I would even argue that failure is actually a good thing if it's an honest failure. Because any lesson learned in life that is valuable and constructive was probably learned during or after failure. You don't really learn much when things are going well because you're just enjoying the ride. But when the wheels come off and you smack your face into the wall, valuable lessons are learned. So, I've said everything else so far to say this. No matter how many times that you've done the wrong thing in the past, no matter how many times that you have failed, it's never too late to do the right thing. All you have to do is want to change. All you have to do is want to be a better person. And if you do, you start to make better choices and you will start to be a better person. So the big question is this: how do I know when something is the right thing to do? How do I know when it's time to do the right thing? Mark Twain, one of my favorite authors and common sense philosophers, said, "It's never too late to do the right thing, but it often requires great courage and integrity to do it." In other words, doing the right thing is probably going to cost you something. Maybe it's going to cost you your comfort. Maybe it'll cost you your pride. So, if you want to be a good person, if you want to be a person of integrity, that means that you have to be willing to do the right thing, even if that comes at a cost to you. The definition of integrity is the quality of being honest and having strong moral principles and moral uprightness. Interesting. Old Man Abend rule number 6 says the hardest thing in life is being honest with yourself. So being an honest person requires you to be honest with yourself. And to look at your actions, I need to look at what I say, what I do. Why did I say and do what I did? Is just as important, or maybe even more important, than what I actually did. My motivation says a lot about me as a person. You can't be an honest person until you can be honest with yourself. A big part of doing the right thing is admitting that you were wrong and apologizing for what you did. But just as big a part of doing the right thing is making things right. Not just being sorry. It's not enough to be sorry. You have to actively seek to fix whatever you can to make that other person whole and to rectify the situation that you made. Here's a story of something that happened to me. I once had a disagreement with a coworker at work. We got into an argument while sitting at the break room table, and I blasted him pretty good. In front of a dozen or so people, I said things that I really shouldn't have said. Now, I felt that I was right. I still do think I was right. But it got out of hand, and I said some mean things that I really shouldn't have said. I was angry. But once I calmed down and I thought about it, I realized that even if I felt that I was right, I still needed to make things right between us. I needed to do the right thing. Now, I could have just sent him an apology text, or I could have apologized to him in the parking lot after work with just the two of us there. But I knew if I was honest with myself, I knew that if I wanted to be a man of integrity, that wasn't enough. If I wanted to be a man of integrity, if I wanted to truly do the right thing, then I needed to apologize in a way that made the other person feel whole and not feel diminished. So, the next day at work, I waited until we were sitting at the same break table in front of the same dozen or so people, and I apologized publicly. You see, to restore the other person, to truly make things right, I needed to make it right in the same setting, in front of the same people where I blasted him in the first place. If I attacked him publicly and then apologized to him privately, well, if I'm honest with myself, that would be cheating. That would be taking a shortcut and making it easy on myself. But being a man of integrity means doing the right thing, even when it's hard, simply because it's the right thing to do. Integrity means not looking for the easy way out of your situation, but looking for the way out that repairs and strengthens everyone involved. All too often, when someone says they want to do the right thing, they focus on making decisions that benefit themselves and not the other person. The old-fashioned golden rule that I was taught as a kid applies here. Treat others the way that you want them to treat you. Do the right thing. Doing the right thing does not include shortcuts. It requires sacrifice. And if we're honest about it, anything that is good pretty much always requires sacrifice. Things that are valuable, whether we purchase them or whether we learn them, things that have great meaning always come at a price. If you want to give someone a gift to show them how much you care, you don't give them something that you just picked up laying alongside the road. You give them something that costs you. Maybe it costs you time. Maybe it costs you money. Maybe it costs you comfort. But if you're going to give something to someone that has any value, or if you're going to learn a lesson that has any value, it's going to come at a cost. So, being a man of integrity means, am I willing to pay that cost? No matter how many times you've done it wrong, no matter how many times you failed, even if you purposely chose to make bad decisions and do things wrong, it doesn't matter what you've done in the past. It's never too late to do the right thing until you're dead. As long as you have life, you have the ability to do the right thing and to make things right. To look at your fellow human as more valuable than yourself. To be a good person. To be honest and morally upright. We make the choice every day how we treat other people. We make the choice every day on how we value or devalue the people who live with us and around us. Well, that's it for today. Hit the like button if this video was helpful. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more content from me in the future. And leave a comment. I'd love to hear from you. Maybe you have a question that I could help you with in a future video. Have a great day, my friends. We'll see you on the next one.